Grand Rising family is Shay Seeking, and this is Not Your Mama's Bible Study, along with a little bit of his stories, lies. I was watching a video today where someone was speaking about this whole thing about the what do you call it, jam master, whatever. Okay, um, being an agent. That a couple of people were saying that and saying that, you know, this has to end. We need to stop calling people agents and so on and so forth. And, this is all stuff that has to do with, you know, what can we say? Larger platforms that have the attention of many of our people, right? So, again, for me, I always go within, right? When it comes to discerning and seeing things in this realm, okay? Because again, I've already chosen to make decisions as to how I'm going to work when it comes to any type of information. I've already, know that I I can't let anyone deceive me. I have to try my best not to do this. Any man. And when I look at man, okay, when I'm looking into these terms, when I'm looking into the biblical text, whatever, I see foreign. Okay. I see foreign. Okay. Um, no, now when it comes to mankind and things like that, I'm not sure, but I know that this particular God of this realm that's controlling things now, that is not my God. Okay. Okay. This God has the world set up where, and people like to just use that saying that Satan is running the world right now. Well, right now when? Right? It didn't give you an exact date, time, or anything like that. That portion of that time could have been already gone and past. Okay? But I know that the world has a false notion or perception as to what at least the serpent is. The reason for making the serpent dirty, because it has something to do with the origines. Anything that has to do with the origines or so-called black people in this Bible is talking about you in a derogatory manner. Okay. Okay. What I'm saying by that is most times when you're thinking it's you because you want to be something good, because in this world you happen to be something ugly, something supposedly black, something down low, something trodden down, something in such a horrible state, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, just a wreck, right? Again, a lot of these things have been put in place for you by this particular God that you are accidentally worshiping in his churches, okay, in order to give power to him and his children over you, okay, because that's what a supremacy would be, okay. So I don't deal with uh, uh, so-called white supremacy, because I now know that this has to do with the hierarchy, and we're dealing with something, if you want to call it anything, call it classism, okay. So again, I'm very careful with who I let into my mental. Okay. If I can't go within and find it there already, at least a beginning of it, that will then drive and lead me to the others that I should be connecting with in order to get the other pieces, then it has nothing to do with me. If I have to look outside of me, and in this outside realm and in this world, everything is set up against me, this cannot be my particular source or God or so-called creator. Forget the punishment, forget all that other shit, because it don't make sense in the real world. So again, it cannot make sense in this way. As much dirt is being done by certain people that have the backing of their God to strategically put things in your way so that they can make an advance to the top. Because again, the race was in the beginning was about the race to the top. Okay. This is why your presidents run races. Okay. It really didn't have anything to do with your, what is it, epidermis, with your outer lining or your skin tone. Although I'm reading some text now that has a lot to do with sins against yourself. because again, ye are gods. Okay, and some of us know that we have a job to do, that we've come here to do something greater than anyone spoken in that particular text has done. Okay, we are the ones that know that the temple is within us. Okay, we're the ones that know that we're going to have to seek self first, right? Learn how to use all the organic tools that we have been given, that have been stripped from you from birth, from your first couple of minutes in that hospital, all the way until where you are now. And if you haven't began the journey of going back to being a babe or a baby and look at this world and ask a lot of questions about what's going on and what's really, see, before you were heavily indoctrinated, you were drugged immediately after, but you were not heavily indoctrinated. So again, that might be a little bit off subject of what we're talking about, but what I meant to say is, on this particular video that I was watching, see, we seem to think that everything has some type of, we have to give some type of reaction to everything in order to get some things to happen. See, that's for those that don't know how powerful you are when we are not lacking knowledge, when we're seeking self, okay, and when we are uniting on that stand front, okay. So when I say this, I'm saying there ain't no savior other than you. And we are going to have to do works, okay, that may not be televised, okay, in order to get us through this. So when it says don't let any man deceive you, you have to look around on a day-to-day basis and make sure that this is not what's happening. You see what I'm saying? You see, man is all over the place, okay? This is their realm. It was created by them. This is their firmament, their foundation, their establishment, and you're just underneath it, okay? So again, until you understand those things or enter and overstand those things, we won't be able to progress, okay? So again, we want to talk about agents because I'm looking at these things that have happened over time throughout history that we repeat over and over again, thinking that it's the way, and it's never been, and it never will be. See, that's the easy way out, to get mad and go storm in the street and show your weapons. When I just told you, you don't know who you're dealing with, because there ain't enough guns or Negroes to protect yourself against the wrath of their particular God. When it comes to some type of race war that we should be inciting, that people think they're not afraid of, that people think they're ready for, when, if this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. If you're saying bring the race war on, okay, and there's no fear in my heart, that's gone. That's gone. That doesn't reside here, okay? So if that's one thing, because that's what people like to do. They like to, if you're not afraid, they like to claim you're afraid. Or again, people work in fear. They're trying to make us afraid of this COVID. And so you see, fear is a really heavy thing to deal with. It just really is. You have to really look into fear, okay? Fear of the Lord, fear of whatever. See, when you really start to look at fear and the meaning of it, just saying, okay? So again, when we're talking about some kind of war that you may be in your emotions about, uh, saying that, oh, if you Negroes are scared of this race war, that it's bound to happen, it has to happen, and all this other stuff, then just sit at home, right? Okay. I fear that people that speak like that are reckless. They are not thinkers. They react. Okay? They react before thinking. Now, I know, just from being someone that does the type of work that I do, that a lot of our people are not even awake. They not even realizing or privy to anything that is really going on in the real world, behind the scenes, behind all of the distractions that are going on right now. So I know that my people are not ready for that. And they should not have to get ready for that. We've been fighting in that way for how long? And nothing's changed. It's time to use these gifts that I'm trying to share with you guys that have been there the whole time. See, but you're not seeking this particular Lord or God from within. You're looking outside. You're still begging. You're still marching and stomping your feet because that's what it is. It's somewhat like a tantrum. When you can't get your way by asking and whining or whatever, then you get so mad and you start throwing a tantrum and you go stand in front of your mom's face and you just wail your arms around and you just, act a damn fool. That's all that you're doing. And some parents are no nonsense. And so they won't give you what you want after that. And some will say, oh, okay, 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 just so you stop. See, just so you stop, here you go. See, so this type of parent or father or great father that you have in a higher place that is behind the actual clowns that you see in the government that are really pulling the strings and running the show, using their actors and their tools and see, they're using their tools in order to manipulate and indoctrinate and create false narratives again for you. So that's like them giving you the impression or the false notion that they're going to do this one thing or pass this one law or give you this one thing here and a little something there and a little sprinkle of something here and there in order to make you feel better for a moment. And then what do? Go back home and, no more riots, no more nothing. Oh, well, they put the people in jail. They did this. We've been fighting for this damn long. See, and this is where I feel like, well, you don't know who you are, so you don't know where we're going, and you don't know what the fuck we should be doing, right? Because if you knew who you were, then you'd know what exactly they've done to your ancestors on their own land and what they're doing to you now, and that this has never worked for them and it's not going to work for you because again, you haven't dug deep enough to really understand how this world works. So you're going to keep on repeating it over and over again because you don't want to slow down, sit in peace and quiet, and go within yourself and ask yourself the questions that you really don't want the answers to. So that's dangerous to say that, oh, yeah, we're ready for war or this race war. Come on now. Most of your people are not ready. So you're willing to drag your people into something like that when they're not even ready. We can't even unite on any type of stand front. So why would you think that that would be the appropriate thing to do? Now, this has nothing to do with this whole right to carry. That's fine. Nobody never said it had anything to do with that. To protect your family and do what the fuck you need to do. I've never said that. This is all about strategy. These people been sitting back watching you for hundreds and thousands of years in order to know how to do what the fuck they do to you. And you think that you just gonna get in your feelings and get mad and go stomping in the street because something happened to somebody and something is gonna change? See, it's all about strategy. So let's just go ahead and look at this. I know I'm a little bit all around, but it's about 12 o'clock in the morning. I have a severe headache, but my energy would not let me rest until I did this video and another video that I have to do. So, I just want to say, I mean, you guys really we're not ready to fight on that. And like I said, you don't need to be ready because this is not the type of war that we're going to be fighting this time. This is not the type of war that we're going to be fighting this time. Okay? It has a lot to do with preparations, sacrifice, no nonsense, pulling out of the system. It has to do with all those ugly things that you don't want to hear anything about because you're living the American dream. So you think. So again, when people are really ready to do something, they'll go ahead and they won't be in the streets. They won't be in the streets anymore. They'll be in their heads. They'll be in the heads of the people that they are supposed to be connecting with right now on that spiritual plane in order to put those heads together so that you can really make real things start to move. See? So let's go ahead and talk about what an agent is, because they're saying, we should stop. No, we should start. We should start calling anyone that may be about to lead our people into a burning building. That is the torch we should have picked up from Martin. Okay, that's one of them. Okay, which one would say he may have been an agent unknowingly at some point in of his life. Okay, and then he woke up, and then he had to die. Same thing with Malcolm. He may not have been knowing that he was also misleading the people because it sounded like it was something good. See, and this person was also talking about ADOS and things like this, and how people are fighting for. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you one thing right now. They may give you the perception that you're getting some kind of reparations, but they don't owe reparations to Black people. See, this is why we need to be studying. We need to be reading. We need to be showing ourselves proved. We need to be digging deeper. We need to be going further. See, because they don't owe Black people anything. So, see, it's been written that way. But again, since we don't like to really read anything that is substantial, right? We don't really want to hear anything that sounds like it might uh, trigger some type of thought process or something, that matter, that's deeper than what somebody wore on The Real Housewives, or what someone said, or memorized something in your favorite rap song. See, because there's no immediate benefit. See, because then you have to face yourself and see what you've been doing in the world and how you can actually change yourself and look in the mirror at yourself. See, and a lot of us don't want to do that. You have to change things. A lot of us, oh, I don't want to change. Why should I have to change? These are the things that are going to happen. Wake, realize, and rise. That's the only way we're going to get out of this. There's not, there's no marching. There's no artilleries. There's no anything like that. That's been tried in the past. This is why they allow you to do it over and over and over and over again, because it doesn't work. See, this is why they like to keep you in fear all the time, because this is how they get you to comply and not think straight. See, and you're the only people that they like to use their media and their other trickery and sorcery and their tools in order to manipulate you to control your feelings. See, because they know that when we start elevating, vibrating, and moving on one accord in that certain frequency, that it's a wrap for them. It's a wrap for them. So they need to get you to act up real quick so they can come on in and mow you down. Just telling you how it's going to go. That has happened over and over again. And there is nothing new under these sons of God with the little g. So let's get into this term. What is an agent? Okay. Okay. An agent, a noun. Okay. Late 15th century. Again, are we in the fifth day? Sorry. One who acts. Okay. Because again, we can't just speculate what this may mean. We should definitely take a look at it in etymology to see what the history of the word is and what someone may mean when they're using this in different instances. In law is, a different term in law uh, may mean something totally different in law than it does in your dictionary, or the definition. Okay. I'm guessing the defining of the word. See, So let's get this out right here. Let's just get this out the way right here. Okay? I'm going again. I'm coming at you on a more uh spiritual level, but again, we have other people in the group, American Aborigines Unchained on Facebook, that can help you better learn how to interpret and look and study and research these words. Okay? But I'm just coming at you the way that I know. Okay? So, it says from Latin, agentem. Okay? And then I even see gent, like gentleman. Okay? Even in there. We see gin, also JIN, in my eyes. Okay? So we see nominative. Okay? Oh, nominative. We see native there. Okay? Again, I'm just doing it how I know. Okay? So a gens. Okay? So again, gens. Effective. Okay? So if we're talking about gen, are we talking about Genesis? Are we talking about genes? What are we talking about here? A gen. Gent. Don't they even call him a gent in Britain or something like that? I don't know. Maybe I'm just speaking out of terms. Okay. But the first thing is one who acts. Now, wait a minute. What is acts? There's acts in the Bible. hmm There's a lot of people that we don't know are acting in this uh, on this world stage. See, always have and always will. Once an actor, always will be an actor. Once they've entertained your mental, you'll always hold a special place for them there if you don't know who these people are and how this world works. So, when in Rome, what did they do when they wanted to distract the people from what was going on? Entertain. Enter your mind and obtain the space. That's just me. That's not what it probably means. I'm just saying that's just how I see it. Okay? So effective, powerful. Huh? Is it effective? How many people have Googled or looked up Nicki Minaj supposedly being pregnant? Because again, you don't know when we're talking about these celebrities on your television given to you by this civilization that we're talking a lot about gens when we're talking about these particular people. Androgenes or so we don't realize the illusion, the smoke and mirrors. You know that it's all about smoke and mirrors, but again, because you have some kind of compassion for these people and you think that they care about you, they cannot stand you. Even if they look like you, even if it feels like they care about you, but all they do is take from you and give back 1% of something that they will be getting some type of something that they'll be able to write off at the end of the year, right? Something that they'll be able to write off at the end of the year, correct? So you give all of your mental to them and they give you crumbs. They seduce the men, make them, and the men see the smoke and mirrors and they can't see through, and the women too, and they can't see what they're really looking at that they think is one thing and it may not be that. So then, hey, the ones with the womb men, the ones that actually do have wombs, what happens to them when you're giving all your love to an illusion, to a creature, something that was created? So, effective. Yeah, you give some type of affection to these people. Powerful. Yes, they're powerful. They have the means to say something to uh, or create a or have a song created for them that's 3 to 5 minutes, and they'll have millions of people a day listening to that song over and over and over. How powerful is that? How powerful is that? Present participle of agir, agar, agir, hmm. To set in motion. So, when we talk about the news and we talk about, how they're turning everybody's wheels and they're setting shit in motion, things that you wouldn't be doing today that you're doing because you've seen it on the news, things you wouldn't regularly believe, but you believe it today because you've seen it on the news, because you still trust these people and you think that they care about you. You think that they care about your lives. Millions of people die. We accept a certain amount of death in this world on a daily basis. How many people a day die from starvation? How many people a day die from these things, heart disease, all this other stuff that you know, and these people at the top, they seem to live, some of them, behind the scenes at least, the owners, the real owners, they get to live until 90 something, they get to live till 90, 100 years old sometimes. But again, for some reason, you falling like flies. You people at the bottom. One day they tell you on the news you shouldn't eat carbs. Then they tell you go ahead and eat the carb. See, these people cannot even make up their mind about what to tell you. Even they're using the top scientists and the top doctors. Yeah, they're at the top because they're at the top of the fucking system where they're going to be doing exactly what their puppet masters tell them, and they're going to make it sound good enough for you to believe. Again, because many of you are not going to research it in the first place. You're not going to research it in the first place. And then so many people are biased because they're in a certain profession or because they deal with a certain thing. They think they know things when you've been only given enough to know what they want you to know in order to keep people sick, medicated. See, and subdued. The pills that you dish out, do anybody do any, what I'm saying? The doctors don't do any kind of research on the pills and stuff that they're giving to people to see that most of these pills are going to be the reason to kill people for certain diseases that they could probably cure with herbs, because they learned that from your ancestors back in the day, and that's probably what they use, and they wouldn't dare put some of the shit that they get you put in your body in theirs. So again, and you trust these people. You trust these people. Okay. And guess who they want to be the first ones to test that shot on, just like they just did in Africa and killed all them people? The so-called black people, because Black Lives Matter, right? Okay. So again, they use these people to set things in motion. Who's an agent? Should you trust an agent? Even if they look real nice with all that makeup and the wardrobe and jewels and all that shit on? Should you trust them just because they look nice and smell nice, probably? Should you? They drive forward. Huh, provoking thought, huh? To do. So to do a certain thing, to perform. Wait a minute, who else performs? Who else performs? Who else do they make sure they put on a platform when they need a distraction, devastation, or discord, or discourse? Who else do they put on the stage to give you maybe a story that's a feel good story? Again, because you trust these people, because you think they care about you. Or it may be something devastating. It's all performance. If they want him to be a rapper now, they'll be a rapper. If they want him to go to the big screen, they'll take him there. If they want him to go into politics, they'll lead him there. And you'll think that, oh, this is great. This person moved up. Nobody from the bottom is getting pulled up to get in these positions. Remember, these are all people, all the presidents, I'm going to keep on saying it, are supposedly connected by a bloodline. So we can't be just selecting people randomly. See, that's like somebody saying, what do you want to eat tonight? You could have whatever you want. And then you're like, oh man, this is about to be the best thing. I want to go to this restaurant, and you get home and they say, well, which one do you want? Whichever one you want. And there's only 3 selections there. Did you really get to choose? Did you really get to choose? Or did somebody think they knew what you wanted and presented it to you and then let you pick one? And if it's not one of those, then you're not going anywhere. See? So to keep in movement. So again, what type of movement? The Black Lives Matter movement. hmm All these different movements that are going on right now. See, keep in movement. They're trying to keep the momentum going. Okay. Distractions all over the place, especially when it comes to you Negroes. Yeah. Again, white supremacy does not exist. Some of the people that are supposed to be the white supremacists are actually so-called black, or they look like you too. And this is how they've been able to fool you when it comes down to it. They put more faces that look like you on the screen or in the newspaper or in the books, and you trust them because they look like you, but they're not you. They are privileged. You could say white privilege, and we shouldn't even use white because some of them, again, are dark-skinned people that are not you. See, some of these people may be the ones that were with those so-called white men when they came to kill and slew you. Yes. Some of them may have been the overseers or the ones that whipped your black ass, but they want you to go to Africa where most of these people came from that helped the so-called white man do some of the things that he did. Also, some of your Aborigine kinfolk here on this land, maybe unknowingly, again, because they're being manipulated. Let no man deceive you, though. So there's no rhyme or reason for what people do these things for. It could be some kind of compensation. Do you read the Bible? Do you see that if the Lord God or God tells someone to go into a town and settle there, he's going to kill all the people for these people to come and live there? You don't think that that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the America? This is why you need to know who you are and where you're from. It all stems from that, not your skin color. And what does he say? Oh, okay. So if you, even in Joshua, if you lead these people, if you take my people safely across the river to their land that I promised to their forefathers so they can live happily ever after and that, well, where are those people? Show the fuck ain't you? We talking about pilgrims, settlers. We talking about people that came here to the Americas and took this land. They daddy took the land from your ancestors and gave you their religion. And you just happen to not be reading the Bible properly. See, I'm using the Bible because it's something that you all supposedly read or think you're reading in order to show you what we're really saying there. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it because it is truth. And it is also said in the Bible that this would happen. So let's see. To set in motion, drive forward, to do, perform, keep in movement, to drive, to draw out, cast out, the caste system. Or forth, to drive them out or forth. This is just, it's manipulating. It's moving you about mentally, using your mind, acting as your head of state, of your state of fucking mind, in order to get you to do what they want you to do in droves or the masses, meaning any natural force or substance which produces a phenomenon. Well, damn. Who are the agents here? Because again, you have no one on our level, okay, would have the means to do this again, because they would actually be looking to really give something to you. So no one, they're never going to give anyone that is an American Aborigine, supposedly African American, any type of platform in order to feed or fuel this information to the people. This is why a lot of people have things going on with their channels, and their small channels, or they only have a couple thousand subscribers. But again, they're putting out something that actually is going to go against this. And this is why certain people's channels are being removed, certain things, because they're looking at us. While you looking at them, they're looking at you, because they're trying to see which ones are the gems that they need to go after. Which ones are the gems that they need to go after so that they can go ahead, and we'll go into it later. See, because those people that are sacrificing their life and putting their self on the line, like this channel with a small following, that puts you at risk as well to be targeted, that's speaking things like this. They don't want you to start talking about these particular channels. No, they want you to talk about the channels of these people like Grandmaster, who at one point in time, these people were the ones that was signing his check. So don't think that they didn't pull his old ass up out the closet in order to put him on to some shit that's going on right now. Every leader that you have had has been pulled up and placed there by the very governing force that you say you can't stand, whether they knew it or not. Every single one of them. See, every single one of them. So now it's up to us. We cannot let any other leaders. We don't need another leader. Stop looking for a leader. The leader that you're looking for is within your damn self. The temple is in you. Go find it. Go find it. Go find it. And see, does any of this stuff continue to plague you the way that it does? Okay? To move. They can move you to tears. They can move you to madness. See? Nothing was shaken after the whole so-called protest. And so they pick something else. Then they'll do something else. And you every time you'll turn your eyes that way, and you'll look and you'll pay attention, and you'll get in your feelings about whatever the fuck it is. Because that's the way you work. Because you don't know who you are. And I can tell you don't know who you are, because once you do, you won't see it that way anymore. You won't give a damn about a Nicki Minaj. Your only concern will be self first, because how the fuck you gonna do something for somebody if you can't do something for yourself first? If you're not healthy, if you're not strong, if you're not doing your due diligence, how you gonna help somebody else? Or how somebody else gonna help you? This ain't for the weak. I'm about to tell you that right now. Meaning any natural force or substance which produces a phenomenon is from 1550, meaning deputy. Representative is from 1590, sense of a spy. Secret agent is attested by 1916. So again, when we're talking about scouts and spies and all this stuff, this is what they did. They took Indians or natives or other groups that look like you, and they brought them into your lands, had them lay with you and mate with you and have intercourse or relations, not just, I'm saying relations as in a, you know, building with these people, okay? And what happened? They was working for them the whole time. Working for them the whole time. So let's go ahead and look at the rest of this. Let's look at it. And so if you can't see that today, then we deserve everything that we're going to get. That's it. So I'm going to finish go on my phone because again, I like to look at the definitions from WordNet and it doesn't provide that. I don't think it does. Yeah, I don't think it does here on this platform. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to read it from my phone. It says an agent, a noun, an active and effective cause. Guys, and look around yourself today. An active and effective cause capable of producing a certain effect. See, look at this. Oh, even this here. Here's a sentence to go along with it. Their research uncovered new disease or disease agents. See this shit right here? Here's another one. Agent, noun, a representative who acts on behalf of other persons or organizations. So this, my friends, would look something like a Danny Glover fighting for reparations for you. Making an appeal to the courts for you. Celebrities fighting for reparations for so-called black people. Actors fighting for these things. There is no one on your side. If you figure out who you are and start acting fucking accordingly, they cannot keep on doing what they are doing because you do not realize that these are the same people that are sitting on the lies that have been keeping your people in hell or the Sheol spiritually, symbolically, all this time. They made you think you only had to worry about so-called white people. When there are people that look just like you that are in that arena that don't mean you any well because again, they cannot be who they are in this world. The selfish, disgusting pedophiles that you trust so much with your children to watch these Disney movies that have disgusting things. I've done a video on it. Go look it up. I'm sure you've seen other people do videos on these particular type of things. These people are disgusting. Like they said, Satan doesn't come looking all ugly and whatever. He comes as being beautiful. Just like these celebrities. They come at you as being beautiful. They come to you looking outwardly like a woman or a man, but they're not really. This is when you're going to need eyes to see and ears to hear. You're going to have to use common sense discernment and your own experience in this world. You're going to have to do your own research before you come for me telling me anything because I am one that does this 24 hours a day of my whole entire life for the past couple of years. So you can think what you want to think and see if you continue to elevate, and I'll continue to see things the way that I see them. And this is not anything being cocky. It's just showing you that you are powerful beings that haven't even began to tap into your spiritual powers because you have been fooled by the God of this world that you are worshiping in those churches on Sunday. And his job is to keep you right down underneath everybody else on this plane because he knows exactly who the fuck you are. Okay? So if you want to, you can look at my videos in the past to look at the caste system because not that many people talk about the caste system, but it's the core of everything that you think you know on this realm or in the biblical text. Meaning, okay, that you have work to do. And just lucky enough for you that there may be a couple of channels left on YouTube that you can go and do quick research that may just incite something inside of you so that then you can actually see a little bit further. Because again, we're all here to do a job. We all have pieces to the puzzle, something you may not see here. You may think that I'm talking all this nonsense, but a week from now, you'll start noticing how many celebrities, especially A-list actresses, have Adam's apples. You'll start noticing things. You'll start noticing things. Anatomy. That's what I want to say. And the things that cannot be changed with certain drugs or certain uh, surgeries or certain uh, hormones. That's the word I was looking for. Okay? So, there's some things that cannot be changed. And also, when your eyes are open, all three of them, including your third eye or your first eye, you tend to see things. I ain't talking about no crazy shit. I'm talking about you tend to be able to see right through things. Okay? So, that's what I was trying to tell you guys about these people that are acting as though they are going to get you something. Again, you tell me who has been to any jail to again, they have the right to kill you because again, if you're black, you're dead by law. You're their property, and again, they can do what they want to do with you. And this is why people of authority cannot kill you. I mean, can kill you and not be punished immediately for it. But if another commoner or another slave or servant or prisoner of war kills you, which are the lower class citizens or people, they will go to jail right away. They won't have time to do a damn thing. When the police get there, they'll be apprehended and they'll be going to jail. Okay? So, let's see. So when they get your favorite rapper to come and talk about police brutality or something just to soothe you, but no actions are being done. Again, we don't know where these people go. They supposedly go to jail. Who knows what kind of jail? There could be a fancy, schmancy jail that these people go to. You never hear stories of them being murdered while they're in jail with all of these others. You know, it's more so-called black people in jail than anybody else. You mean to tell me that if somebody were to go to jail, they wouldn't just lose their life immediately? So again, just wondering, okay? Again, the same people that make sure that they fact check memes, right? Everybody want to laugh about memes. Oh, it's a meme, it's a meme. Well, the same people that fact check your memes that sit there and use some kind of computer system or sit there and look through and keep an eye on certain people that post certain things to fact check their information when you could probably do the same thing when it comes to child pedophilia and pornography and when it comes to sex trafficking and missing persons. They can probably do the same thing when it comes to that, but will they? No. You have to see what kind of world you're living in, and it is going to be scary as hell when you first wake up to it. For all of you that haven't made it down that damn road yet, it's going to be a scary thing. It's going to probably give you a nervous fucking breakdown. You're going to have to wonder what's wrong with you, but you'll come through. So, okay. Agent, a substance that exerts some force or effect. Okay? A substance that exerts some force or effect. Kind of like the COVID. Sound like to me. Yeah. Yeah, my phone been acting real funny lately. Okay. Agent, a businessman who buys or sells for another in exchange for commission. A broker. Factor. Agent, noun, any agent or representative of a federal agency or bureau. A federal agent. Agent, the semantic role of the an wait animate entity that instigates or causes the happening denoted by the verb in the clause. Now that was a tongue twister. Okay. A agentive role. So semantic role of the animate. I would like to do etymology on that one. Entity that instigates. Could this be one of these gods? Or causes the happening denoted by the verb in the clause. Well, I'll be. That one kind of got me stuck. That one, I feel like I had to take some time to break that down for you. So again, maybe some of y'all already know what to do with it. Okay? I'm not gonna try it because there's too many words in there that that's calling for me to do etymology, and we ain't doing that right now. Okay? So it goes on to say Agent Orange, powerful defoliant used by U.S. military in Vietnam War. Again, same way they had dark-skinned Americans going over and killing dark-skinned Vietnamese and other groups of people. And people want to say, oh, he was in the military. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, because again, a lot of military people are not aware. But again, if it were up to me, all this shit got to come down. It ain't got to come down. You just need to come the fuck up out of it. Once you realize what it's been used for over time. Spies who work for two, double agent spies who work for two mutual hostile countries, but usually loyal to one. Da da da. Let's see. A reagent is a substance that produces a chemical reaction. Okay, so again, hope you guys enjoyed. All my energy is run out for the day. So I think that we're going to go ahead and just stop at this one for tonight. Because again, I have to get my rest, or if I'm not any good for any of this stuff that I'm doing, and I will start to make too many mistakes. And yeah, so we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get some rest tonight, and then I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to comment, rate, or subscribe. And don't forget to join us in the Facebook group American Aborigines Unchained for more videos or information like this. Okay? We go against the grain, but when you start going against the grain and you see it's the right way, just can't stop. So again, either you can learn something on that in that group, or you can also bring forth your own information as long as it has something to do with the uplifting of our people. So, yeah. See you guys soon. Take care.